Today we're looking at the second episode of Elementary. This is an American show about Sherlock, a modern version. Please go to my website, the link will be up here, and you'll find loads of information about vocabulary and grammar for the first 2 episodes, but I've already written a lot of vocabulary and grammar exercises for the first 20 episodes, so please keep coming back to my website for more. So let's get straight to business. Let's look at the medical terminology in this episode first. They spoke about an autopsy, which is an examination of a corpse. It's an examination of a dead body. It's also called a post-mortem, and it usually takes place when when something suspicious happened in the death itself. I don't think they always take place, but it's a medical examination of a dead body to look for perhaps the reasons, the causes of death. Okay, Sherlock also talks about going on a binge. Now, go on a binge, it means drink a lot in a short space of time, usually, but it could mean take a lot of drugs or something like that as well. But it just means when we talk about binge drinking, this is a particular type of drinking. It's perhaps not very sensible drinking because it's drinking a lot in a short space of time. And that's the essence of this word, a binge. It means you do a lot of drugs or alcohol in a short space of time. Okay, there's also a girl is induced into a coma in this particular episode. Now, induce just means cause or bring about. I think we often see this word in science where you can induce a magnetic field or an electromagnetic field. If one coil has an alternating current, it will induce an alternating current in the other coil. But the doctor in this episode induces the coma. He brings about the coma using some kind of drugs, or some kind of, medical drugs here. Okay, there were fraternal twins in this episode. Fraternal twins are not the same as identical twins. Fraternal twins are when there are 2 eggs. That's what the number 2 means here. There are 2 eggs in the mother. Identical twins, they look exactly the same. They bear a striking resemblance to each other. Fraternal twins often only bear a passing resemblance to each other. They don't look exactly the same. They just look a little bit similar. So they are different, fraternal twins, identical twins. Okay, 2 of the victims have a rare genetic eye disorder, which was hereditary. So I think this is pretty clear. I just wanted to put it up as a nice collocation, and we often see this word in medicine, disorder, an eye disorder. Hereditary, it's connected to the words here, inherit and heir. Hereditary means that you inherit this disease from your family, perhaps from your father or grandfather or grandmother. It's a hereditary condition. Okay, Sherlock suggests stabbing the patient in the thigh with a syringe. He suggested doing this in order to test to see if her coma was fake or not, if she was faking her coma. So remember, stab, it means with a knife or with a syringe, that motion of stabbing, like that, stabbing. And thigh is a part of the body at the top of the leg. A very sensitive part of the body, where you certainly wouldn't want to be stabbed with a syringe in this part. Okay, legal terminology. You also have the word to sue in this episode. I think Sherlock threatens to sue Watson. So sue somebody means take them to court and seek compensation for some kind of wrong which they have done you. So it's when you claim very often that somebody has been negligent in their duty, or they've been irresponsible, and this means that you have suffered. You might seek compensation legally. You sue them. Okay, the perpetrator in this episode had a watertight alibi. Both of these words from episode 1. Please try episode 1 as well. There's loads of good vocabulary in that too. We also saw the expression to inherit a fortune. So inherit is when you receive something from usually a dead relative or maybe a dead friend, and they have bequeathed their estate to you in their will. Okay, so there's a lot of words here. Inherit is when you take something because somebody dies. A fortune is a lot of money. Now, you only inherit something if you are the heir. So we could say that perhaps Prince Charles is the heir to the British throne. And if you bequeath your estate would be all your land and property and money, everything. It means you pass on your property, your land, your money. You pass it on in your will to perhaps to your children or to your grandchildren. Okay, you can also have a baby out of wedlock. This is obviously when you have a baby and you're not married. And this happened in the episode with the girl's father. And that's why they had a half-brother and half-sister. Okay, some miscellaneous expressions. Bear a striking resemblance to, look exactly the same as. That's all it means. And bear a passing resemblance to, look a little bit similar to someone. No discernible link means no obvious link, no noticeable link, no visible link. So he spoke about no discernible link between two of the victims, but then later they realised they both had a rare genetic eye disorder. Also, he spoke about a crucial window of opportunity for the killers to strike, for the killers to attack the last heir, the third heir. Now, this was a story Holmes made up in this episode. He made up a third heir to try to get the killers to take advantage of a crucial window of opportunity and kill that third heir while Holmes was locked up in the police station, at the police station. And so, yeah, that was a crucial window of opportunity, and they took it, and that's how they got caught. Okay, if you have a lot on your plate, this is an idiom, an expression, and it just means that you're very busy. If you have lots on your plate, you're very busy, and so it's often used at work. Perhaps if you're snowed under, you have a lot on your plate, you've got a lot to do. Now, I'm going to put some questions that you should answer under the video about those. So just answer them to activate that vocabulary. Speak about, speak to someone with these words, and I guarantee the words will stick in your head if you speak them regularly. Let's look at reporting verbs. So, her doctor induced her coma. I want you to use a reporting verb and put this into reported speech, basically. Holmes accused, yeah, carry on, and you need to use the correct form. Is it a gerund? Is it 2 plus infinitive? Do you need a object after the verb? So think about all those things. Number 2, we could stab her in the thigh. Holmes suggested. So I want you to put that sentence into reported speech. I'll give you the answers in once I've finished going through them, and I'll write them under the video. Number 3, you should check the victim for a rare genetic eye disorder. Holmes advised. Okay, I think he was speaking to Captain Gregson there, by the way, so you might need that in your answer. Number 4, if you tell Captain Gregson, I'll sue you for breach of contract. Okay? Breach of contract would be when you fail to meet the terms and conditions or requirements of the contract, when you break your promise in the contract. Okay, number 5, we found no discernible link between the two victims. Gregson admitted. So put this one into reported speech. Okay, number 6, remember they only bear a passing resemblance to each other because they were fraternal twins. So Holmes reminded, and I think he was speaking to Watson here, so again that could be quite important. And last one, number 7, don't forget this new vocabulary. Dave warned. I couldn't think of a sentence with warn, but I wanted to practice it. So please finish this sentence as well. Don't forget this new vocabulary. Put this into reported speech. Okay, answers coming now, so pause the video if you don't want to hear them. Number 1, Holmes accused her doctor of inducing her coma. Accuse someone of doing something. Yeah, accuse someone of, and then gerund. You need to use that. Number 2. Holmes suggested stabbing her in the thigh. Suggest is gerund. Don't forget that. Most students don't like using gerund with suggest, but it is the correct form. Number 3. Holmes advised Gregson to check the victim for a rare genetic eye disorder. Okay, he was speaking to Gregson. He was giving Gregson advice. So Holmes advised Gregson to check the victim for a rare genetic eye disorder. Number 4. Holmes threatened to sue Watson for breach of contract if she told Captain Gregson. Holmes threatened to sue Watson for breach of contract if she told Captain Gregson. Number 5. Gregson admitted finding no discernible link between the two victims. Or Gregson admitted that he hadn't found any discernible link between the two victims. That would work also. Remember your past perfect if you're going to do that though. Gregson admitted that he hadn't found any discernible link. Number 6. Remember they only bear a passing resemblance to each other. Holmes reminded Watson that they only bear a passing resemblance to each other. Okay, we can use that with remind. And last one, don't forget this new vocabulary. Dave warned us, and there must be an us here. There must be an object. Dave warned us not to forget this new vocabulary. So remember the not +2 plus infinitive. Okay, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this vocabulary, please put them under the video, and please watch the next episode, which will be episode 3, and we'll keep learning a lot of this juicy vocabulary. It's the best way to improve at advanced level. Okay, thanks a lot for watching, and see you soon.